do you have the equipment that you need to create the content that you want to, of course, get views, earn money, etc. Having the right tools for the job makes things way easier and results in higher quality content, which of course can mean more views, more subscribers, and more revenue. These 5 things that I'm about to list are sort of a general rule for all YouTubers as the first 5 things that I would purchase as an investment for my YouTube channel. And since they are an investment, they're something that you're using to run your business, you can actually write them off, which sort of means that you're getting a 33% discount on them come tax time. If you want to learn more about that, I'm going to be posting a video on that topic next week. So hit the subscribe button and the like so that you're notified when that video comes out. Now, let's get into my top 5 things for you to pick up right now. The first piece of equipment that you need is going to be an editing computer. Now, a lot of people have laptops or desktop computers already, whether that's from work or from school, but if you don't have one and you've been editing on your smartphone or your tablet, it's a world of difference. And I always recommend editing on a laptop or a computer over those things because of not only the time that it saves you, but the quality of the edit that you can have on a computer versus on a laptop, because the editing softwares on a computer are way different for the most part than a smartphone or tablet, and the workflow is wildly different. You can save so much time when you have a high quality editing computer as opposed to editing on your phone or tablet, because let's face it, the interface of a touchscreen just is not optimized for video editing, nor is a trackpad. So if you do get a laptop, definitely get a mouse, something that's at least a decent mouse, because the clicks and the movements that you have to do are not good for trackpads. But that's beside the point. That's sort of a tangent. Getting a good editing computer, and I'm not talking about a $4,000 setup, just a decent editing computer will probably run you around $1,000, depending upon whether you want to go Mac or PC. That's totally up to your preference. But editing is where you spend the most time. So here's where I think that this investment is the most important thing, because even though you have to spend a little bit more money in the thousands of dollars range for a good editing computer, the amount of time that creators spend editing is far greater than the amount of time that creators spend planning or filming their videos. So any of the work that you're doing on that computer, if you can shorten that, make it more efficient, and have a better product in the end, it is way worth the investment as opposed to just getting higher quality footage. So the computer, the number one thing that you need to get, even if you're still filming on your phone, get the computer, start editing on that. It is by far the number one best investment that I ever made into the workflow and the quality of my videos. The second thing, the second most important, is audio. Getting good audio is way more important than getting good footage, actually, because nowadays most smartphones shoot high def, and I'm not talking about 8K, the definition actually doesn't matter, but most phones shoot pretty good footage, but they still capture pretty bad audio. Now, if you're filming on a phone, there are some options here to get sort of the shotgun microphones that are designed for your phone that plug into an iPhone or an Android phone and bake the good or the better audio into the footage that you're shooting. And those are a thing, but I actually recommend against them, because when you upgrade your camera eventually, those tools, if you spend $100, $200 on them to get better audio from your phone, they automatically become worthless because now you're shooting on a DSLR or a mirrorless camera or even a cinema camera. So what I recommend for all creators nowadays is to invest in a system like the Rode Wireless Pro or the DJI Mic 2. These are standalone audio recorders that record super high quality audio without the necessity of having a camera to bake that audio into. They record it on its own, and then you can take that footage, import it into your editing software on that computer that you just invested in step one, and then link that high quality audio to your bad audio from your phone footage or whatever it might be, and it'll be a delight to your listeners' ears, because trust me, listeners or viewers notice having bad audio way more than having bad footage. It's like sandpaper on the ears if audio is bad. So invest in good audio first. you're not going to regret it. And the other thing about these wireless systems, the Rode Wireless Pro or the DJI Mic 2, they are so high quality that when you upgrade your systems, since they're a standalone thing, they don't require you to have a smartphone, you can use that super high quality audio when you upgrade your camera. You don't have to end up throwing it out. This is something that will last you through your entire YouTube journey, because audio is just, it is a very stable thing. Once you have good audio, you can't really improve it too much. And these things are just incredible pieces of technology. I highly recommend it. They can be plugged into your phone if you're really set on that. They work with that too. But if you've ever heard the term buy once, cry once, this is, it's a funny term, of course, but basically it means that it's worth just buying something good right off the bat, so you don't have to buy like 3 bad things just to end up with the good thing in the end. The Wireless Pro, I believe, from Rode is around $400, so it's a pretty decent expense, but it's not super huge when it comes to video production expenses. I recommend picking it up. This is the number 2 thing that you should do once you've gotten a computer to edit your stuff on. Get some really good audio. The third thing that you want to invest in doesn't apply so much if you're sort of a travel vlogger or somebody who doesn't end up in one spot. So if you're one of those YouTubers, then feel free to skip to step number 4 or to item number 4. But item number 3 is getting really good lighting. Now, you don't need to have a bunch of money invested in lighting to get good lighting. You just need some sort of supplementary lighting, because filming with a poor camera is one thing, but filming with a poor camera and good lighting actually ends up looking pretty decent. I mean, smartphones have come a long way, and the real limiting factor to them nowadays is their lighting situation. So I started by investing in like a $30 set from Amazon with these huge bulbs that got super hot, and they were kind of flimsy, and it was not good, but it still gave me better light, and it jumped the quality of my videos up way more than I was expecting. Do I recommend going super cheap? If that's what your budget is, yeah, definitely. Just get something supplementary, get a decent extra light. It's gonna make a huge difference in your camera quality. But if you can go kind of middle of the road with a LED light and like a nice softbox like I'm using here, that is sort of the golden spot, because again, buy once, cry once. If you spend like $300-ish on good lighting, you're not going to have to spend another $100 next year and another $100 the year after as you're improving your equipment. Not to mention having stuff that just works with good light stands, a good system. It's all gonna save you a lot of time and headache and frustration, which makes the whole YouTube and video content creation process far more enjoyable. And that's important too, because yes, maybe you're doing this as a business, but you also want to enjoy it, right? This is the best job in the world. And if you're dealing with really crappy equipment the whole time, it's just going to make it a headache. So it's up to you and your budget, but no matter what you do, get some sort of supplementary lighting. If you're setting up in a studio like this for talking headshots, it'll make a world of difference. Even if you're at $0 budget, sit by a window and have a window light you. That's gonna make your footage look far better than the thousands of dollars you'd have to spend on a camera upgrade. And it's way cheaper. Okay, moving on. Number 4, the thing that you need to get after step number 3, which is lighting, is a good tripod. Tripods are one of those super simple things that like a lot of people overlook, but having a decent tripod is just a huge benefit to your workflow, and it even allows you to get certain shots that you wouldn't be able to get otherwise. Now, I'm not talking about getting a $2,000 super expensive cinema like tripod Manfrotto thing. Don't worry about that. Just get something that's not the $20 super cheap Amazon tripod, because those are going to be super flimsy and it's not going to hold up the weight of your camera. And it's going to be one of those things where like, why did I waste this $20? Because now I have to upgrade to a different one. So if you want to shoot for the middle ground, go for like $100 to $200 to $300 tripod, something that's going to hold up your phone if you're filming on your phone right now and be very sturdy, but also it's going to carry over to upgrading your camera eventually, because you're going to be successful on YouTube and you're going to get a camera upgrade. So be prepared for that now. Don't waste money on something that's way too cheap and is just going to hurt your workflow and to make you pull your hair out while you're just trying to create an awesome YouTube video. You don't want to be thinking about these technical things. That's why tripods, it's a very important piece of equipment people overlook. That's why it's the number 4 thing that you need to invest in after you get the lighting and the computer and the audio. Moving on to number 5, which is definitely not the, I wouldn't even say it's the least important. It might in some ways be the most important, because if you're running YouTube and you want to monetize, you want to have a business from it, you cannot be using copyrighted music, because all those videos that you make with copyrighted music, you're not going to be able to make any AdSense on. So number 5 is a royalty-free music service. So a subscription to a site like Epidemic Sound, Artlist, or MusicBed, somebody that's going to supply you with high quality music that actually sounds good, that your viewers don't click off right away because it sounds like garbage, copyright-free music, but also it's music that you have a license to use, so you can end up monetizing your videos. Even if you're not monetized right now, it's something that's actually really important to have, because in my experience, what I did was I did use copyrighted music at the beginning because I figured it wasn't really a big deal. I'm not monetized right now. I just want to use this awesome sounding music, and you know, eventually when I do get monetized, then I'll start using some copyright free music. Now I did that, and one of the videos I made in the first maybe month of creating videos on my first channel, it didn't do any views right away, of course. It got like 15 views in the first 2 months. Down the road, probably about 6-7 months down the road, when I had a couple thousand subscribers, I was actually monetized at this point. That video, one of the first videos I ever posted, started blowing up. It was getting thousands and thousands and thousands of views, but I wasn't getting any AdSense from it because I had used copyrighted music, because I was like, well, it doesn't matter because I'm not monetized. I just didn't have the foresight to see, yeah, like I'm going to be monetized in the future, and you're going to be monetized in the future. So treat every video that you're creating now as if it's going to be monetized. Use royalty-free music from a site like Epidemic Sound or Artlist, because it is going to not only give you the peace of mind of knowing that all of this hard work you put into this video, it's going to pay off if it explodes down the line, but it's also far higher quality than any of the copyright-free stuff that you can find, and it'll speed up your workflow, because these services are totally designed as an audio library for you to find good music quickly and stuff that sounds like all the other work that you do, and all of that saves a bunch of time, because I spent so many hours looking for copyright-free music that sounded good in SoundCloud or in YouTube's like audio library, all of these things, and it takes so long to find something that's even remotely decent that it ruins the rest of your editing workflow. And Epidemic Sound, these sort of services, they have great music. All of their tracks are curated, and it's not that big of an investment. You get a huge return, because for one YouTube channel, if you're starting with one YouTube channel right now, it's usually around $10 a month, depending upon the service that you use. So you're talking $120 a year for the ability to monetize your videos and to save a ton of time in your editing and to have high quality music. It's totally a no-brainer. I actually have a video where I reviewed a bunch of these services this year, and you should check that out. It's actually on my other channel. I'll link it somewhere, whether that's in the description or up over here. You should see it if you're kind of curious about this, and my favorite ones and my least favorite ones, but that's why it's number 5. It is just in every way, both speeding up your efficiency, being a pretty low cost thing, and allowing you to actually make money off of your channel. These services are absolutely imperative, and they probably could be, it could be above number 5. It could be more important than practically anything except for a computer on this list. Maybe even more important than a computer. It might be more important than a computer, honestly. I don't know why it's number 5. It's super important. So check that out. And then, of course, remember, all of these things are investments in your channel. So if you want to run your channel as a business, you can actually write these things off as business expenses because they're absolutely required for you to run this business. Using these expenses as a tax deduction can save you thousands of dollars when it comes to tax time. If you want to know the 3 most important things that a lot of people forget about, a lot of creators miss when it comes to write-offs for their taxes, things that they forget and like lose thousands of dollars on, you should watch this video that I posted all about those top 3 things that you're forgetting and will save you a bunch of money.